Welcome to The Road to Innovation, powered by the Kleinert Foundation. On each episode, we delve into innovative solutions to society's most pressing issues like sex trafficking, homelessness, and poverty. We hope that with each conversation, you'll be inspired to take actionable steps towards social change. Here's your host, Hannah Rabelais from the Kleinert Foundation.
Welcome back to the Road to Innovation podcast powered by the Kleinert Foundation. Today we have a whole crew with us. I am so excited to have this conversation. If you remember in episode 5, we interviewed Lori Cousino from Wesley Prep, and we actually have her back to share about this year's project. You might have remembered that they did the Our Common Table cookbook last year, but this year they did Heart Words, and they partnered with Heart House in Dallas. And so we have both Lori Cousino, and then we also have Christina Park, who's also a site manager from Heart House, to kind of talk about the project they did. And we actually have very special guests too. We have students from both Wesley Prep and Heart House to talk about their experience. That's something that we did not have on the last episode. But I want to start off with Lori, because you are the founder of the Common Ground Experiment, and you are the teacher that kind of spearheaded this project. So for those who have not listened to episode 5, which I highly recommend, we're not going to go into a huge, the episode 5 tells the whole story of how the Common Ground Experiment happened. But Lori, can you kind of just give us a brief summary of what it is, and then why you chose to partner with Heart House this year?
Sure. And first, thanks so much for having us back. We're so excited to tell about our project this year.
Me too.
So I'm a 4th grade teacher at Wesley Prep, and about 4 years ago, it was during the 2016 election, we started something called the Common Ground Experiment. And the reason I say it started during the election is that things were so polarized and people were having a hard time seeing eye to eye and doing so in a kind way. And I wanted to provide a different experience for my students. And so that, along with an experience I had when we hosted a Christmas party at a shelter for those experiencing homelessness, and I watched the way my students interacted with the guests at the shelter, and it was just so beautiful and natural the way they connected. And I thought there's something here. Kids are natural connectors, and maybe if we provide them opportunities to do so at an earlier age, they will grow up and not feel like they have to stay in their silos or bubbles, and there won't be bubbles and margins one day if we all learn how to get to know each other better. So the first year we did a project with some sweet ladies in a group called the Sisterhood at Austin Street Center, which is a shelter, like I said, and we wrote poetry with these ladies. We met with them after school twice a week for several weeks. And the thing that makes the magic, I think, of all of these projects is the shared experience and time and working on something creative together. All of those combined help people to get to know one another and become curious about each other, and then the relationships form, and from there stereotypes are broken, and I watch parents change their points of view. So that first year we did our poetry book with the shelter, and we hosted a poetry reading. And the next year we did another book with another group of ladies from Austin Street. And then last year we made a cookbook with the interns from Cafe Momentum and some of the staff at Bonton Farms, and which are 2 really great organizations in town that and the interns at Cafe Momentum are recently kids who are just recently out of the juvenile detention and who are trying to get their lives back on track. And they are incredibly inspiring, determined, resilient young people who were amazing examples for my 4th graders. And we were just so honored to get to know them. And so anyway, so then this last year, so the thing is, we kind of do a deep dive each year in understanding the experience of different people who have experiences that are different than ours. And we really dug into the issue of homelessness the first year. And then last year, we learned about juvenile justice system. We learned about food deserts and why Bonton Farms was placed where it was. And so then this year, I chose to work with Heart House. I knew I wanted to work with an organization that worked with families who were recently resettled refugees, because I was just so much in the news, so much about, things going on with people's different viewpoints on immigration and whether or not we should be welcoming and all of this. And I thought, well, we need to get to know some people and make our own, understand this issue on our own. And it's crazy to me that we wouldn't be a welcoming state, city, whatever, when you get to know how much richer our lives are when we learn from each other and have learn from people all over the world. And why wouldn't we want to be a safe place when we have resources to help people who are leaving extremely traumatic circumstances. So we partnered with Heart House, and we went every Friday after school for several weeks. Got to know the amazing students there like Angeline, and we did fun activities for a while, and then we kind of hatched a plan to write our book together. And we wanted our book to have a positive message for the world too. And and so that's why we chose Heart House for this year. So I don't want to keep talking. I want everybody else to talk.
You're so good. So Christina, can you share with our listeners, because we never had a Heart House on our podcast before, and I just want to make sure that we share the mission and what y'all do with our listeners. So can you just give us a little brief, maybe some of the programming, what you do? Just love to talk about the mission of Heart House just for a brief moment.
So Heart House is a place where we use education as the catalyst to move children from chaos to calm. We have K through 8th grade, and the program runs 3 to 6 o'clock. So at the Heart House, we help with their homework since their parents couldn't not help their homework, and we deliver a lesson on additional like a school project or project-based learning, and social-emotional learning, which is called SEL, because SEL is a very big component at Heart House. So SEL is basically a social-emotional learning. The reason that why it's so important to our children is some of refugee student or our student have a traumatic experience. So we teach them how to cope with those feelings and how to communicate with others. So it's very important. We try to deliver every single week so that they can learn those skills. So we have like a breathing experiment when they're having a meltdown, how to cope with that or how to express our feeling to other people. So we very much focus on our children's social emotional. So with the Wesley Prep, so that was a very like a perfect project with our student, because our students were able to build their relationship skills, which is very important part of the SEL. So Wildflower were able to make friends and work together with their 4th grader new friend. So it was a very incredible project to them.
It's a beautiful book. It is gorgeous. So please consider buying a copy. We'll definitely have links in our description where you can. But I would love to start asking the students questions since we have them here. Angeline, can I ask you the first question if you're up for it? I think you're on perfect. You're better at Zoom than I am. Angeline, what was your favorite moment with your Wesley Prep buddy? Do you have one? Do you have like a conversation? What was your experience like with your Wesley Prep buddy?
My favorite moment was when we did the art and craft part.
Nice. Did you use watercolors, or how did you create the pictures?
We used probably papers, like papers, but I don't know what kind of papers.
No, you're fine.
Tissue paper, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's your favorite color? Did you use your favorite colors, or did you use multiple colors? What was that like for you?
We use multiple colors.
Nice. It's beautiful. So for the Wesley Prep students, who wants to go first? Do you want to share what was your favorite moment with your Heart House buddy?
Who wants to go?
Looks like Andy's
Oh,
ready.
Andy.
Perfect.
So, like one day we were making the collages, and then a kid named Nestor at Heart House, he like started a dance party at our table. So that was really fun.
That was fun.
Oh my gosh. I love dance parties. Yeah.
I think that's on one of our videos, you guys is dancing, which was
so cute.
Yeah.
Okay. Any Evie or is it Kate, right? Who wants to go next? What was your favorite moment with your Heart House buddies?
So,
Okay.
Well, there was after we finished the collages, there was a girl named Abhishek, and she came up to me and told me that I had made a beautiful picture. And I don't know, that just made me happy.
Abhishek, she was so cute. Yeah. Okay. Kate, do you have one?
well, I liked the first day when we got to meet everyone and kind of get with everyone. Because it was fun to get to know everyone.
Mm-hmm.
What about Angeline? Can you talk about what you learned from this project and what could be a helpful message for people right now, especially when you're meeting new people, especially people who might not look like you? Do you have a message or anything that you learned that you want to share with our listeners? No. That's quite all right.
About something that we talked yesterday. You talked about how the art to make friends. It's easier to make friends because you have something. I'm not gonna say, but it was easier to make a friend because you had common thing, and you told me yesterday.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
Yes. Quite all right. Yes. What about the Wesley Prep students? What did you learn from this project, and what could be a helpful message for people right now? I know there's a lot going on in the world and it kind of can seem overwhelming. I think everyone is just kind of, struggling right now. And so I would love, yes, Andy, do you have something? Perfect.
Yes. Like everyone's created equal, and it doesn't matter your skin color or what language you speak. Everyone is the same, and we should all be friends and build common ground together.
Yes. And you thought art helped really build common ground, that helped with conversations, and that was really nice for you? Yeah.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time really before even doing the collages, just doing silly things like minute to win it games, and we had a Christmas party, and we made Valentine cards, and just we really, I think that's one of the things I learned from this too, is just when you're intentional about connecting with people, it makes a difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you guys I would say by week 3, everybody kind of knew everybody's name.
Oh, wow.
And you were learning about each other. And to me, that's one of the things we learned from one of our TED Talks, was just the importance of really learning how to do a good job in your relationships. And it takes work and getting to know people and being curious. And kids are so good at that.
Mm-hmm.
Evie, what about you? I'm sorry, I'll be quiet.
No, it's quite all right. No.
Well, okay, something that I learned from this experience is that really no matter where you come from or what language you speak and just all that stuff, we can all still get along.
Mm-hmm.
Be friends.
Yeah. So true.
So true. Anyone else want to answer the question? Okay, go ahead. Yes, please.
Hey.
Well, I think it's important that it shouldn't matter what we look like or like where we come from, because it should matter what we're like on the inside. So
That's a very important. Yes, that's perfect.
And I just think too, like learning, going into our situations of meeting new people, understanding that we are learners. We're going to, it's not a one-way street. I'll say it forever. Like, you guys, don't you remember the environment when the first day we went to the wildflower classroom? It is the cutest, most cozy, welcoming place. And we come in and take our shoes off and hang out, and there's twinkly lights from the ceiling, and Miss Christina just creates this calm environment. And she, whenever everybody gathers on the carpet, she rings her chime, and the kids just stop what they're doing and take a deep breath, and like she creates this calm, welcoming place. And I brought so many things that I learned from her back into our classroom at Wesley Prep, because there were so many just really special things that she did. And like, I don't know, I just think knowing that we're learners, and not just in like, there's not a one-sided thing. Like, we're coming to, be the person to we're coming to connect and get to know each other. And that's the part I hope that we take away from all these projects, that to remain curious about other people.
What was y'all's favorite word from the book? I know there's a lot of them. Do y'all remember which one was your favorite, or is there one that y'all worked on? Yeah, go ahead.
My favorite word was mindfulness, which is what I had, but I liked it because I think it's important to treasure each moment, make the best of it, and be mindful in it.
Yeah, that one is a really good, I'm going to pull that up, I know for people. Yeah, so this was the mindfulness one. Oh no, it is so beautiful. And I love it because it says, M is for mindfulness. May we all choose it. We must savor each moment so that we don't lose it. Don't live in the past or look way ahead. The present is a gift to be treasured instead. When we are mindful, we feel grateful and blessed for each meaningful moment and each little breath. Give it a try, live in the now, tune into your senses, they'll show you how. Take a few moments now to meditate. Doesn't mindfulness make you feel great? Love it. That's a good one. Thank you.
And that's something we really learned from Miss Christina and the kids at Wildflower too, right? About just being in and really kids do it so well.
Right, I know. It gets harder when you're an adult, yeah.
But it's so important, and that's the thing I think that makes me want to keep doing this. Yeah, Evie.
Well, my favorite word is overcome, and it's not just because it was my word. It's because I don't know. I feel like it's really important to just overcome your challenges.
Yeah. We all have challenges, yeah. I see the O is for optimistic. Was there overcome in the book, or is
That's in that same page?
It's on the same page. Oh, yeah. Perfect. Okay. Yes. I'll read it real quick. O is for open and optimistic. Look at the bright side and be realistic. Open your heart and open your spirit, so when God whispers, you will hear it. You are an original. There's only one you. You were created to do what no other can do. When you face challenges, and we'll all face some, have courage, be strong, and you'll overcome. Be observant and own each opportunity to become the best version of you can be. And this is what the picture looks like. Beautiful. I know. I love every one of them is good. Who else had a favorite word? I saw Andy's hand up.
I really like, was it like friends or forgive? The F page.
The F page. Let's see. Yep, friends. Yep, you're right. Friends and forgive. Why was that your favorite? Why do you like that one?
Because I like how it like friends are really important in life, because like you need to like have someone has your back, and like they're your friends.
Yeah.
Totally.
And that's a cute one. This is cute too. All of them, all the photos are so good. So I'm going to read the F too. F is for family, friends, and forgive. Treasure your loved ones as long as you live. Nobody's perfect. Sometimes we'll fight, but whenever we do, let's forgive. Make it right. Then we'll have freedom to focus on fun. Our faith and our friendships will shine like the sun. That's a good one. Yes. Angeline, do you have a favorite word you want to share? You like all of them? All of them are really good. Yeah.
Somebody want to tell about the special thing in our illustrations. There's something, Evie.
Well, they're collages. So, and I just wanted to say, I don't think overcomes my favorite. I think it's abundance, because we should all carry an abundance of love for one another.
Oh, that's a good one too. Totally.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to read that one real quick. Hold on. For our listeners, because yes, you have to buy the book and see it for yourself. But so this was the abundance, and I love the hearts and the barrels. That's just so beautiful and such a great image for abundance. So it says A is for abundance, adventure, and abide. All these words give us joy for the ride. When we focus on abundance, our hearts overflow, and we're happy to share it with the people we know. An abundance of love, forgiveness, and grace will make our lives rich anytime, any place. Embrace life's adventures, try something new. You'll be surprised to see what great things you can do. Abide in God's love and his strength and his peace, and the love in your heart will only increase. Be authentic, be real, let your true self be known. From authenticity, genuine friendships are grown. That's a really good one. Thank you.
So guys, remember the what we put on the pages? Kate, do you remember? Okay.
We put words translated into the other languages the families at Heart House speak.
Yeah, so all the words are translated into, I think it's 11 different languages. And we had the parents of our Heart House friends translate. We kind of gave them the word list of the words that are in the pictures, and then they helped us translate, which then invited conversations about those words at home. And what's neat is after we picked the words, every week we were talking about these words, and these are good words to talk about, and so there was a lot of, even to me, that connected with the SEL component of Heart House, because these are words that are empowering and encouraging and uplifting and good tools and reminders for when we, face hard moments in life. So,
Yes.
Yeah, it was fun.
Well, I have one more question for the students. Is there anything else you want to share with our listeners? Anything fun or anything you just want to say about your experience making the alphabet book? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I say this on like every kind of event thing that we do, but I'm just going to say it again because I think it's very true. Well, it is true. Before this experiment, I didn't really know what refugees were. I didn't really know that this bad stuff was going on in the world. But when we started, I started to learn what it was and what it meant, and it made me want to help even.
Good, yeah. Anybody else have anything they want to share with their listeners on the student side? Yeah, go ahead, Andy.
Like before this whole experiment, Miss Cousino showed us this video of this girl. Her name was Paisley. She was making a difference in the world with refugees. So I just wanted to help, I just wanted to be like that. So like the world would just be a better place.
And she's only how old is she?
4 or 5.
Well, when she started, I think she's 6 or 7 now, but she's spoken to the United Nations, and she helped raise money to build a school at a refugee camp in Greece. And so we've learned about all of these people who are making a difference and realizing doesn't matter how old you are, right, guys? Right. And I see you doing it right now all the time too. So
I know, based on what y'all said, I mean, y'all, we don't need to be worried about the next generation. Y'all hearts are in the right place, and you're just so open, and it gives me hope for the future. So, just keep on doing what you're doing, keep on learning, keep on growing, keep on having conversations with people, because that's how we're going to heal and move forward in our world. So I'm just so happy that y'all, got to have this experience, and what a life-changing thing. I guarantee you all will remember this forever. So thank you, students, for being here and sharing your experience. But for Christina, I want to ask, because I know COVID-19 and everyone is still, I feel like half shelter in place, half not, but how can people get involved with Heart House right now and in the future?
For right now, we also have like Amazon wish list that Heart House kids might need. So if you can go to that and then maybe donate, or you can go to hearthouse.org website and find out the volunteer option. We recommend to volunteer with our student because they need a lot of love and a lot of attention. We still have volunteer opportunity through the Zoom. We are having Zoom lesson summer program right now. So that'll be the one. And then if in fall, if this COVID-19 goes away, volunteering at her house will be really meant to us.
And it's so fun.
Yes. Well, Lori, do you have anything else that we missed, or anything you want to share with our listeners before we wrap up?
Well, just if you guys want to, if you're interested in purchasing our book, we're really proud of it, but all proceeds will go to benefit Heart House. So it is a win-win situation. You're getting a really sweet book, and then the proceeds are helping people like Miss Christina and the other site managers to continue the work they're doing. And also later on in the fall, that we are going to auction off the original artwork from the book, which will also benefit Heart House. So that will be, I'm sure, promoted on the Heart House website and on social media as well. And then I just think like the main thing is just, I look at where we are now in the world and seeing how the pandemic has been hard on everyone, but certainly a lot harder on some than others. Yes. Sheltering in place has a different meaning if your shelter is not, a warm, cozy place. If your parents are having to go and work and you don't have, access to the resources to continue doing your school, and the same is true with the racial tension right now. These kind of conversations and doing things with young children where we are aware at a developmentally appropriate level of our privilege and of, the difference in access to resources and opportunities. Maybe if we have these conversations and do these things at a younger age across the board, that's a start to me of where we can really find real transformation. And I'm as hard as things are right now, I'm hopeful that this is a time that people are ready to find solutions. And I believe wholeheartedly that young people are ready to jump in and help us. Yes. I learn from them every day and the way they treat other people. And we need to be reminded of those things, of being present and not assessing someone's worth based on where they come from or what they believe, or, and kids do that naturally. So
yes,
we need to keep learning from you guys. So
we do. Keep on telling us, keep on talking to the adults. Like, y'all are the ones who are going to change the future. And so I just am just so, I just have so much hope in just hearing how y'all speak and how y'all, just how your minds have been so open and so receptive to others. And so just thank you all for being here. Thank you to the teachers, because it does start in the classroom. So we need more people like you in our classrooms, opening our students' minds. Lori, you kind of just ended it perfectly. I don't have anything else really to share, but I want to end. So thank you first off for our listeners for listening to this episode. But I want to end on the beginning of your book, actually, right here. It says, we're all on a journey to find our way home, to a place where we're seen, where we're loved, where we are known. Home doesn't have to have walls or a ceiling. It is more like a person, a moment, a feeling. Here are some words that will help you to see the incredible person God designed you to be. Carry them with you wherever you roam, and wherever you are, you'll always be home. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you students, thank you teachers. Please consider buying the book. We'll have all the links attached to this episode. And yeah, all proceeds from the book go to Heart House, so please consider supporting. And everyone have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for listening to the Road to Innovation podcast powered by the Kleiner Foundation.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of The Road to Innovation, powered by the Kleinert Foundation. If you'd like to learn more about today's social innovator, please visit kleinertfdn.org or the podcast website at theroadtoinnovation.com.